What I'm about to share in this video rewired how I see everything about this subject, and by the time you finish watching, it will do the same for you. Stay with me. Welcome back to Vibe Guide Tales. Today's video, the science of loneliness, why Americans are more isolated than ever and what actually helps, is one that's been sitting in my notes for months, and I finally feel ready to give it everything it deserves. By the time this is over, something is going to shift for you. I promise. Let's start with something most people get completely backwards about this topic. The conventional wisdom says one thing. The research and the stories of real people who've lived this says something entirely different. And that gap is where your breakthrough lives. The foundational principle here is this. Awareness precedes change. You cannot move away from a pattern you haven't yet seen clearly. So before we talk about strategies, we need to get honest about what's actually happening. In your mind, your body, your habits, and your environment. Here's what the data actually shows. Studies conducted at leading universities across the United States consistently demonstrate that the people who successfully navigate this particular challenge share one common trait. They stopped trying to fix the symptom and started understanding the root. Think of it like a garden with weeds. You can pull the tops off every single day and feel productive, or you can spend one afternoon digging out the entire root system. Only one of those approaches leads to a weed-free garden. Most people are pulling tops. This video is about finding the root. The practical framework comes in 3 phases. Phase 1 is recognition. Identifying specific patterns, triggers, and narratives that are keeping you stuck. This requires honesty that most people find uncomfortable. Stay with it. Phase 2 is replacement, not elimination, but substitution. The brain doesn't do well with pure restriction. When you remove something from a neural circuit, you need to replace it with something that meets the same underlying need in a healthier way. Phase 3 is reinforcement, building the environmental and social conditions that make the new pattern the path of least resistance. This is where most self-improvement attempts fail. They focus on willpower instead of design. Let me tell you about 2 people. The first tried to change through sheer determination, motivation, willpower, vision boards. They made progress in bursts and crashed regularly. The pattern repeated for years. The second person changed their environment, their social circle, and their daily structure first, before trying to change their behavior. Within 90 days, the behavior had changed almost automatically, because behavior is downstream of environment. This is one of the most important insights in behavioral science. You don't rise to your intentions. You fall to the level of your systems. Where do you start today? Right here. One decision. 1 degree of change. A ship changes direction not by spinning in place, but by turning the wheel 1 degree and holding it. Over time, 1 degree becomes 5 miles of different destination. Your 1 degree today might be writing down one honest thing about where you are, or reaching out to one person for support, or eliminating one thing from your environment that keeps triggering the old pattern. Small, real, today. The life you want is not behind some giant wall you need to scale. It's through a series of small doors, open one at a time, in the right sequence. You're at one of those doors right now. Comment below and tell me, what's your 1 degree of change today? I read every comment, and I genuinely want to know where you are in your journey. If this resonated, please like this video. It helps Vibe Guide Tales reach more people who need this message. Subscribe for weekly content that helps you live more intentionally, more powerfully, and more like yourself. See you in the next one. Keep growing.